We're officially back in Project Trackday, and it's time for a pre-Group C lap times for just wait. So let's gonna be going all the way to Tsukuba, and wondering that I'm gonna be making things a little bit work as well. So it's not gonna be working as well. I think we're just gonna be taking for a little bit as much action as before. We're gonna be taking onto the night straight or even daytime. It will be taking for just a little bit for just some kind of loud. When the Group C it's one of the most loudest vehicles that I ever expected to see. Unfortunately, what is going on in that server? I think we just absolutely went inside for just a little bit one. And it's absolutely pretty nighttime as well. As before, we're going to be driving a little bit first. I make sure it is the beginning of nighttime. Oh my gosh, this should be going to be held at day before we're going to be started at this moment. Before we're going to be making onto this first, I cannot make it absolutely to try to do like this. Now let's going to be seeing around for the Group C cars. Starting off with the Mazda 787B, we have absolutely only one purpose. It's about for a level 33 and a level 34 as well. So starting at to this moment, it is one of the most dominating vehicle at all times in Circuit de la South, because this guy was absolutely taking much more advantage than I ever probably to see like this one as before. And because of this one strategy, that looks unstable. And the next one is the Mercedes-Benz C11. It was the most likely extremely really fast as well. And because all of this one strategy, it should be gonna be only one thing. So this is absolutely, it gotta be my favorite vehicle. When I was negligible, that was absolutely taken for very much fast than I ever able to expect. Like I never seen this before, and because of due to it's something like absolutely for an extraordinary fast as well. And the last one, we have the Jaguar XJR9. Which is the example for this is you gotta be in the side of the GT Sport, and that must be the Project Cars version without the Gran Turismo Sport one. That is the Gran Turismo Sport version of the Mazda 787B, and that must be the Project Cars version. And another one, it's another Gran Turismo version that I'm just gonna be starting to test out. If this is absolutely pretty fast, won't be able to try to do so, as we're going to be starting for the Mazda 787B. I'm not pretty sure this is absolutely going to be starting all the way throughout here. Let's start this Mercedes-Benz C11, and because it's absolutely for a late night, almost going to be midnight as well, and we'll be starting against literally right now. I think it must be held at day, because tomorrow it's going to be taking for all the way for its chance to do like it's gotta be say so. Once we are absolutely ready to do like this one before, as I just absolutely went over here for just a garage number 26, let's gonna be using for its literally first time in the manual transmission. It looks like inside of his onboard view, like in this one, this has gotta be too powerful for this guy. Over here, he's gonna be taking all of this one. It will be subject. Wait a second, it's not absolutely going to be trying to do like this one. I'm absolutely might able to start overheating for their self, and inside of this onboard view, that's going to be trying for the chase cam that I never able to say. And because this is not absolutely the worst thing, it's going to be taking for all of this one, and there are the most powerful Group C cars that I ever to see. And about for this arcade game, and about for arcade physics, is going to be taking around for using about the second gear. And let's take for our first couple of laps by using this guy as well. So it looks like we're going to be taking all the way for just going to be using for a third gear. Now it's going to be taking all the way. No, it's not going to be taking for start around the lap times as well. It's a very bad failure about the lap times as well. I think we just made for a huge accident onto this one thing. And because of this one strategy, it's not going to be taking all over to this place. And the one bad thing is, I have to choose for some kind of other kinds of transmission. So it looks like we're going to be using for a mouse enabled. It looks like we're going to be taking around for this slow. And I never guessed it's not going to be taking for a very long time. But it looks like we just absolutely needed to start all the way up here. It's not going to be taking around necessary. Let's going to be going into start of this lap. and we're gonna be taking on this only one piece. Now let's gonna be taking for this gonna be first sector. Now looks like we're just absolutely taking for all the way to start of this lap, and looks like we're just absolutely made for just a little bit of start. Now let's gonna be checking out for the second gear. I'm not pretty sure this is not gonna be taking for our good lap times. If this is what able to absolutely what I never able to think. Now looks like I have to disable first, and because of I know this is not gonna be taking all of this one. Oh my gosh, this is absolutely for a very worst lap that I ever seen like this. Unfortunately, all Group C cars are no match to this track, and because of this only one strategy we're never able to do like this before, and because it's absolutely gonna be terrible by using only third gear, and with absolutely really taking for just a little bit one stuff, and I absolutely made sure that we're gonna be staying a little bit restricted over here. So it looks like we're gonna be getting all the way to its one front and hit the gear third as well, and staying all the gear threes as well. And because this is gonna be impossible, I think this is not even possible to do for Group C lap times in Tsukuba, and because this has got to be for a most likely hard. Now before we're gonna be making up to the straight, let's take on to the outsides first, and because of this are the Group C cars, we're not able to get for a very as fast as well. Not even possible that we're going to be taking all over to this 19 seconds. Now looks like I cannot able to get all the way back here, and because of to these distractions against well, if this is not going to be taking all the way to its for a gear for a side shooter as well. So it looks like we're going to be getting all the way up and take down for just a little bit for a second gear to third gear. And looks like it's going to be staying on the second wave, 43.048 seconds. And that was an absolutely for a pretty good lap time with some other kinds of Group C cars as well. Maybe I need for really more faster cars as well, and I must return back into the hub, I guess. The next one is the Jaguar XJR9. So I'm about to spawn this guy over here. If this is absolutely for the pretty fastest, looks like we're gonna be never able to say like this one is before we're gonna be making on to the strategy. Another too much powerful car as well, and how extremely powerful this car looks like. A V12? It looks like the V12 engine is absolutely pretty extremely fast as well, and because like it never is able to say, I'm just made able to use around third gear. How most likely powerful is this car looks like. I'm just going to be taking out inside of the onboard view, inside of the XJ9R for just a little bit. The XJR9's cockpit view for just as well. And because of using about for the Group C lap times, it's got to be taking for a pretty hard and make things a little bit a huge blast all the way into this some kind of just huge a little bit for one thing. So I'm going to be taking a little bit slow into 110 miles an hour. It's going to be taking one black. If this is absolutely taking a little bit slower, then we just absolutely always using about the third gear, and because before accelerating to this thing and taking on to the outside, and might not able to take for a few couple of laps, and because it won't be able to get oversteer and to jump all the way into its first 20 seconds. That is going to be so slower than I absolutely going to be taking a little bit. The second gear is absolutely way more common. That we just absolutely going to be started to blast all the way down into its 44 seconds, which is absolutely taking a little bit slow. But unfortunately, it's going to be taking onto a blast Sarger 43.915. That was pretty slower than I ever expected. So let's gonna be getting back into the menu and switch to the last one. Since I won't able to make this glitch, the last thing need to do is gonna be taking on for the Mazda 787B. It is gonna be the most powerful rotary engines in the world, and because how this is gonna be dominating so much, and it's time to make for a quick lap times. But all Group C cars have no match to this one. As before we're gonna be making on to the straight, I might never absolutely going to be using against this one as well. I don't need to use the mouse control, and because due to some of these cars are way too powerful, and looks like we're just going to be taking on to the start, and we just never guessed that I'm just going to be using around the third gear. So it looks like in the second gear, to take it all the way for just gonna be blasting all the way. If this is absolutely starting for reducements, looks like we have to take around for its stop. Looks like we're gonna be taking all the way down here. So we just absolutely make things a little bit to get all the way to start this lap time as well. I'll make sure this is absolutely started. I don't need to use for a 1 gear, for a first gear, for exactly how it's not going to be taking for a little bit as much work. This is absolutely for it not make sense. That can cause for a huge amount of oversteers. And because of due to this one exactly how it is absolutely 19 seconds. In one condition that we're going to be absolutely never able to say so. Now it looks like we're going to be using for a 1 gear and starting to get blasted all over to itself. We're getting all the way and blasting to the 3rd gear, and it looks like we just absolutely start braking and continue to throttling and blasted all the way to 43.3. That was absolutely pretty slower than I ever did. So it looks like it's so slower, and she's in the 2nd place. And that is how it's the end of the video, but I never able to say. If you enjoyed for this first pre-Group C lap times, make sure you leave a like and subscribe and click that bell. And this is going to be the sunset. We'll be absolutely trying to get all the way down into its run front. I think they are too powerful for this one. And because that we're absolutely matched up with big circuits against one. And it should be blasted around for over 1,000 horsepower, and because of this one conclusion that we're just speeding all the way down into its run front, and because they hope everything is absolutely pretty loud of these for the Group C cars as well, and because thanks for watching, and because that was absolutely pretty much louder than I ever expected. So which will be Tsukuba signing off. That will absolutely see you into another video of the Group C lap times, even for tomorrow as well. That's because we might be able to get for almost into moving day before we're going to be end of the season. So this is Tsukuba signing off and over and out, because I just always never able to say cheer out that I never guess.